This is season 1, episode 10. This is demo number 2, overcompensation for bow speed. Welcome back to Teaching Orchestra. We're here in the teaching lab, and in this exercise, we're going to be teaching our students how to overcompensate for bow speed. When we have asymmetrical bows, one bow tends to be longer and the other bow tends to be shorter. And if it's a down, up pattern, everybody tends to gravitate towards the tip. So we're going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to have my students play dotted quarter note, 8-note patterns on the open D. And we're going to start in the upper half of the bow, and we're going to work our way back to the frog, meaning that they're going to have to overcompensate for the shorter up bow and use more bow speed. Now, the second challenge that I'm going to give them is to try to keep the dynamic level even between the two notes and to not allow the 8th note to overpower the dotted quarter note. And if we can do both of those things, then we're going to be in a lot better shape for our concert music. So let's start and see what we've got. Okay, so starting the upper half of the bow, probably closer to the tip, just enough to be able to get out a dotted quarter note. And then we're going to try to work our way back to the frog. Okay, ready? 1 and 2 and ready and go. Okay. So we could do this a couple different ways with accountability. We could do some peer-to-peer coaching, which is what we're going to do. Or we could even do it as a race, and we could see who can get back to the frog the furthest. You know, how many measures would it take somebody to get back to the frog using this exercise without making the 8th note louder, right? Because of course you could get back to the frog with one note, but if it's louder, then it kind of defeats the point of the exercise. But you could turn it to a game that way. Today, we're going to do our peer-to-peer coaching. So we're going to have our inside players play first and our outside players observe. Outside players, you're going to be observing to make sure that they're getting back towards the frog in a reasonable amount of time. And you're also going to be listening to make sure that the 8th note's not louder than the dotted quarter. They should be even in dynamics. Ready? You're playing, ready? 1, upper half. 1, 2, Good. Let's go ahead and talk about it. What are you hearing? What are you seeing? All right, let's do it one more time. Try to do it a little bit better. Let's see if you can get back to the frog a little faster. Ready? 1, 2, ready. All right, let's flip it around. Inside players, it's your turn. Okay, start in the upper half, please. If you're already starting the lower half, that's cheating. 1, 2, ready, okay, go ahead and talk about it.
Your down bows are just as long as your up bows. So what ends up happening is with each up.
All right, wrap up your comments. Inside players, let's try to pick one thing to work on and do it a little bit better. Maybe try to play a little softer on the 8th note. Maybe try to increase the speed of that 8th note to get closer to the frog. Try to get a little bit better on one thing to make progress. Ready? 2, set, Let's go ahead and talk about it.
Just make sure your down bow takes up a little less bow. Just slow it down just a little more.
All right, great. So again, make sure that when they're coaching each other, which is great because they're getting one-on-one attention, there's only one of you and there's lots of students in your orchestra, so this kind of spreads out the teaching in the classroom, but you want to take an active role, make sure that the coaching is productive, and just kind of help point things out. to the coaches and to the players. All right, we'll see you in the next video.